Hello YouTube, Mac here with Blades, Guns, and Fun. Today I'm doing a modification video on my SOG SOGzilla small version plain edge knife. I don't know if you can see, I took a black marker and marked on this point where I'm going to cut. I'm going to take just a little bit off of there, and then I'll be filing this down so it's not so sharp to make a Emerson type wave function on this knife. So this is my first modification video. I'm trying to do this myself without the help of a cameraman, so please bear with me. Alright, first thing, I'm going to be using the cutting wheel on my Dremel tool. So I'm going to clamp the knife down so that it doesn't move around on me. Okay. And then we're all plugged in and ready to go. You want to remember that because of the thickness of this disc, when you're making the cut, you want to cut to the outside of your line. Because if you try to cut right on the line, you're going to end up cutting off more than you initially anticipated. I also need to be real careful. I don't know if you can see when I'm trying to make that first cut that I don't run into this piece of the thumb ramp at all, because that I want to keep intact just as is. So I'm going to start off slow towards the front of where I'm going to cut. I'm going to work my way back and hopefully can do this without messing any part of the knife up. Okay, there's my first cut. Let's see how it looks. You can see blade got a little bit warm, but not too hot, so that it's hot to the touch. Discolored it a little bit, but we can grind that off pretty easily without a problem. We're going to have to use the grinding wheel a little bit more because I didn't cut quite on my line. I need to take a little bit more off, but I'd rather take not quite enough and have more to work with. So, and then I'm just going to start real slow at first and see how this goes. Just about got it the shape that I'd like. Now I'm going to just try to take that point off a little bit and even it up. It looks like I'm a little bit higher on this side than the other side. So I'm going to try to just take that off a little bit more. If you can see here, what I'm doing is, just because I didn't want to make the cut too big to begin with, Now the top of this is just slightly lower than this point, but I want to bring it down just a little bit lower so that as the blade's coming out of the pocket, it's going to want to catch on this a little bit easier. This is still just a little bit high, so I'm just going to kind of take that point down a little bit. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Now it's just low enough, I think, that this part of the thumb ramp will want to catch on your pants pocket a lot easier. So I think that's just about where I want it. Now that I took that down a little bit, this is pointing a little more than I'd like, so I might clean that up and polish this up a little bit, clean up the cut, and then I will be back to show you a finished product. Okay, here is the finished product. As you can see, get it to focus in here. Alright, as you can see, I ground this down a little bit more to make it a little more flat. I also took a little bit of this out. This catch arm was a little bit rounded, so it wasn't wanting to catch on my pants right. So I took a little bit off of the bottom side of that and smoothed it up, polished all of this up, used the buffing wheel on it, and then some polishing compound. You can still see when you get it in the light right there where the tool marks are compared to the finish out here on the end of the blade. But without the light on it, it really actually is very hard to tell. It turned out pretty good. It's very, very smooth. You really can't, you can barely tell by feeling where it starts and where it stops. So I also took more of this point out. I noticed, Lucy, I noticed that it was catching on my pants on the way into the pocket. It kept catching and was gonna, I think, tear my pocket. So I cut a little more of that off and made it a little more round, and it is working pretty good now. So just to show you here, you just grab and sort of pull up and back. You just kind of pull back and straight up. And there it is. I might have pulled up a little bit too high so that you couldn't see. Adjust the camera here. There we go. On this particular knife, compared to some other ones I have, it seems like it works best if you grab it by the very, very tip. A lot of other knives that I have, you grab way down in and it'll wave out, which with a little bit of practice, you can also do that with a good grip on it, which is probably better practice, so that you already have a decent grip on the knife. Get your thumb way down in there, grab under the belt clip, and then pull out and back. However, with this knife, it seems to be a little bit easier if you grab it right at the tip. I think because it facilitates the backward draw. There we But again, if I'm going to practice with this and hopefully get to the point where I can grab the knife way down in with my thumb, pocket clip, and draw it like that. You got a nicer grip on the knife when you actually do draw it. So there it is, SOG SOGzilla with the Emerson type wave modification. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.